situation we got cooking up in the other NLDS. That is the Dodgers and the Phillies clashing. MasterCard Ballpark Cam up and running in Philadelphia. NL MVP favorite Shohei Ohtani is slated to make his postseason pitching debut on Saturday. Game 1 from Citizens Bank Park is at 6:38 Eastern. That's 3:38 Pacific. So, Demp, what are your expectations for Shohei's first playoff start?
Yeah, I think he's going to have dominant stuff. I mean, we've seen it. He's throwing 100 miles an hour again. He's back. He's healthy. His last outing, or second last outing, he went 7 innings. Like, it's there. Remember when BK Sierra went out and told Kevin that he shouldn't pitch in the postseason, and Kevin got hot about that? Mm-hmm. This guy, when right, is going to dominate a lineup. He's got all the pitches. I think the one thing you worry about is hitting afterwards, because we've seen sometimes his hitting suffers the day after a start. But that being said, with the arm you have there, with Shohei Ohtani, you let him run and go get as many innings as possible. As long as he's feeling good, you keep him out there. But he's going to have his hands full with that lineup.
Yeah, let me just tell you right now, he's a unicorn, bottom line. So you can sit here and give me all these numbers. At the end of the day, anybody in this world that has Ohtani on that team with that kind of stuff, Sierra, you're pitching in the postseason, right? He's one of those guys that doesn't make sense. He makes it look so easy offensively. So I'm not worried about him offensively. I don't care what the numbers are. They got enough MVPs in that lineup. Mookie Betts is swinging the bat well. He's back to the last 38-plus games or whatever it is, hitting over almost 340. So you look at guys, this is a deep team. We've seen struggles during the year. They couldn't quite get back on track. Probably a little longer than Dave Roberts wanted to. They're feeling this whatever. And all I was saying is, like, they're the Dodgers. Andrew Friedman has put this lineup and structured this roster together to win championships. They don't care how they play in July. They don't care what our predictions were, how many games they're going to win this year. They don't care. They're here. They're the team to beat. They're the favorite. And Ohtani, yes, is taking the mound. So that stuff right there plays. And whatever he does offensively, which is obviously just him being in the box and calling timeout and doing his hair, and then strapping that thing and then get set. That's scary. I don't care if it says 145 after the games he starts in 8 games or not. But I'm telling you right now, you get your hands full with this club. It's a big boy series.
Well, the good news, too, is the day after Shohei Ohtani pitches, he hits 147 at the plate. But there is that off day built in between games 1 and game 2. He's going to have Sunday off, and then they'll be back at it again on Monday. And these two sides have met in the playoffs 6 times. And when you look at the odds, Los Angeles and Philadelphia have the 2 of the 3 best odds to hoist the Commissioner's Trophy come October. So, Kevin, will the winner of Dodgers-Phillies be the favorite to win the World Series?
Yeah, if you were to ask me right now, I think they're the favorite to win the World Series. I mean, they're the champs last year. I think we saw the series that, even the Reds who fought and played well to fight their way into that spot. But they're just big boys, man. It's the Los Angeles Dodgers. They have the big, huge payroll. Their depth now, their starting pitching is healthy. They're having to make decisions whether I'm going with like a Tyler Glass now, who's sitting over there just kind of like, okay, whatever. You got Blake Snell, like, yeah, we'll feed him in there, former 2-time Cy Young Award winner. They have so much depth now, they don't need their bullpen. Their bullpen kind of battled through and got them limping in here, and now your starting pitching probably takes you to the promised land with a few matchups and offensively, right? So here we go with Teoscar. He's back, and he's hitting homers, and he's driving runs in, and that takes a lot of heat and length to that lineup right down the line, especially with Will Smith out.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going odds, there's a real good chance that the winner of this series ends up in the World Series. Like, both these teams are loaded. We're talking about Ohtani on the mound tomorrow. Like, how about the guy going against him, Christopher Sanchez? Like, put himself in discussion for NL Cy Young. If it wasn't for Paul Skeens, he'd get serious consideration. So, yeah, this is a big boy series. You got stars. You got the Ohtanis, the Bryce Harpers, the Mookie Betts, the Kyle Schwarbers. You got the role players. You got great starting pitching. You got some guys at the back end of the bullpen with lights out stuff. So this is going to be a fun series to watch these two team plays. It's going to be crazy at the bank, as we know. It's going to be loud and nuts in there, and this is what it's all about. This is why we love this time of year. You got the best teams playing, and these are two of the best in the game right here, and the winner of this series is definitely going to be the favorite.
And we can't wait to be a part of it. Working the day-night doubleheader, Steve Phillips at the leadoff spot, working another double dip after MLB Now. Jake Peavy, the Cy Young Award winner. I'm Adnan Burke. It is great to have you with us. I mean, just sit back and relax on Saturday, Steve, and just watch a lot of great baseball. Can't wait.
I mean, think about it. What we have tomorrow, quarterfinals of this tournament that is baseball playoffs, with some mega power, star power, some of the best, most performance-based players in all of baseball right now. So looking forward to getting it kicked off tomorrow.
I'm looking forward to seeing which stars show up. We saw the Yankees skate by Boston without a whole lot of offensive production from their superstars. I think when you talk about making a deep postseason run, yes, the team's got to play together, but your stars have to star. We know that.
And there's no shortage of star power when it comes to Phillies and Dodgers. Philadelphia and Los Angeles always is going to be a lot of fun. That crowd's going to be rocking at Citizens Bank Park. And this is the 6th time these teams will meet in the postseason. Each of the prior 5 came in the NLCS. LA won in 1977, 1978. Phillies won in 83, 08, and 09. Philly won 4 of 6 regular season meetings. They took 2 of 3 in LA in mid-September. But I mentioned that star power. There's no question about it when you're thinking about Ohtani and Betts and Freeman and talking about Trey Turner and Schwarber and Bryce Harper. No team in baseball has won more games since the start of the 2023 season than the Dodgers at 304 and the Phillies at 290, including the postseason. They're going to be rocking in Philadelphia.
They are the world champions, and I think there's a buzz every year that we come into this thing. Is there more this year? I don't know, because we haven't really dealt with anything yet, but as the series goes on, I think the buzz will increase. I think both these clubs are really matched up well. Good starting pitching, got a lot of thump in both lineups, and very veteran groups. So I think they'll be able to handle it.
Obviously, the stuff is really good. He was able to mix on us really well, kept our guys off balance, and they all just mentioned how good the stuff is. The fastball plays up, the breaking balls are sharp. So, he's obviously going to be a challenge for us, but I do think hopefully seeing him a second time will help our guys.
The responsibility of doing a good job and performing out there, it's always going to be there, whether it's a game 1, 2, 3, whatever. So that doesn't change on that end. And, as far as we're focusing on ourselves right now, it's, going out there, competing, and giving the best of ourselves when we're out there.
It feels like it's a shame this is only going to be a best of 5, because in terms of the most wins to start of 2023, it is Philadelphia and Los Angeles. And in terms of the odds makers on BetMGM, the Dodgers at plus 360, the Phillies at plus 500 as the favorites to win the World Series. Jake, are you buying the fact this feels like the winner of this series might be the favorite to win the World Series?
I am, but you just never know how a series plays out. And what I go back to in my mind is 2021. I was at the Dodger-Giants series and that ended in the check swing in just a hard-fought 5-game series. And in my opinion, it was what allowed Atlanta to clip L.A. because in the next round. So, yes, on paper, these are the favorites. Let's see how these next 5 days play out, the health of everybody, how these players are performing. Then we'll call them the favorite.
It's funny. I looked at those numbers. I was surprised. The Phillies have won more games than the Dodgers have over the last few years. And so that was surprising to me. We've got 2 teams full of superstars primed to win now. Some of the biggest payrolls in the game. We've got some of the, the guys who off the field make the most money as well. And pressure on both teams. But for Philadelphia, this is kind of a window where this is it for them, because Schwarber's a free agent. Realmuto's going to be a free agent. Yeah. This is their year. If it's going to be their year, this is it.
304 wins for the Dodgers, 290 for the Phillies to start the 2023 season. Philly, how about Shohei Ohtani? We're going to see something that we haven't seen before. This guy has played in the playoffs as a DH, now as a starting pitcher. Sometimes you see the offense suffer, but the pitching is there. And particularly recently, he's been fabulous. Through 5 no-hit innings against the Phillies, and that starts September 16th. What's a realistic line for Ohtani?
Yeah, I think it's going to be 5 innings, giving up 5 hits, 2 runs, and going out there. I think the Phillies are a good lineup. Remember, he did face them earlier this year, and he no-hit them for 5 innings. Now, it was the day after the Phillies clinched the playoffs, and they were trying to figure out which of the 3 balls they were seeing they should swing at. But what I do think and what I like is that Rob Thompson put the stars in the lineup that day because they had never seen Shohei Ohtani before. And so they gathered some information. Now, It wasn't necessarily the best information because they did get no hit for that period of time, but I think it was important to see him, and now they've got some personal information they can digest to get ready to face him in this game.
Ohtani, I mean, clearly, he'll have that full arsenal. And, Jake, this is kind of LA's moxie, right? We don't care about the regular season. As long as they're healthy come playoff time, now these big boys are ready to roll.
They're going to have their hands full. Shohei Ohtani is as good as anybody that we have in the game. Tarek Skubal and Paul Skeens, this guy is on their level when he goes out and has his stuff together on the mound. That's how good he is. This Philadelphia team, on the flip side, is going to give him all he can handle because it's professional at bat, start to finish. And just like you said, this window in Philadelphia with the free agents, Bryce Harper trying to finally punch through and win one. A lot of pressure on that side.
And I would have thought, Steve, in some ways, the Zach Wheeler injury was too debilitating to overcome, but the rest of their pitchers have really stepped up. The injury I was concerned about was Trey Turner, but now he's back as a batting champion. What do you expect realistically out of Turner?
Yeah, so this is important. Like they go as he goes. At least this year, that was part of it. His offense was much better this year, had a really solid season, but he came back and played 5 innings. Right in the last game of the season. So it's good that he at least got some experience to be back on the field, but he did move well that day. And they've had some time to give him some extra time to be able to move, run the bases, and do everything else. Now, he wasn't legging it out, full striding anything, but speed is part of his game. Hitting ball in the gap, I don't want just 2, I want 3. But I want him on the field. So if he has to pull back a little bit, I'd rather he pull back a little bit and stay healthy and in the lineup. But he needs to swing the bat because he is the catalyst to the offense.
And I agree with that theory theoretically, but then that key spot, how do you overcome that natural instinct to leg it out for third, right? It's like telling Aaron Judge, don't air it out. You can't. No, I have to. I got to get this runner out at third.
I don't know that you can, right? But I think that on the ground ball, like we saw him sort of pull back a little bit, I'm okay with it. Like the whole idea of give me 100% of whatever percent you have available.
Yeah.
So you don't have to do more than that. And he's been around for a long time, but he really is so critical to them offensively and defensively.
He's got to stay on the field. To your point, whatever it takes for him to stay on the field for the next month. Phillies, you take this guy out of this lineup, I don't know if they've got enough, even with the guys they've got, to pull it off.
Jake alluded to Bryce Harper, and look at his numbers overall in the postseason. 325, Steve, 444 on base, 709 slug, 34 career postseason games. He has been made for the big stage, but still needs to get that ring. Wasn't a strong first half for him, was better in the second half when he expected of Bryce.
Yeah, I think that he's one of those guys who rises to the occasion. The bigger the moment, the better the performance. But he needs the trophy.
Yeah.
Like for his history, for his pedigree, for the legend of Bryce Harper, he needs that for his legacy to get a World Series. And this is where he's got the best shot to do it. They've got quality depth of starting pitching. They've got bats in the lineup, power bats there, and I think a bullpen that can hold the lead or hold the deficit to allow them to come back. If not this year, I don't know when.
I don't know that it's going to take away from any of his legacy because it's certainly a team sport, as they all are. But I think where it gets interesting is he was on some really good Washington teams that were the best in the league, 100-win teams that didn't pull it off until they didn't have him on the team. So for me, I look at it and I know the competitive nature of Bryce Harper. He wants to lead a team, and made for the big moment. There's not a bigger moment in the sport than hoisting the trophy, giving it to your fans. We saw Chase Utley do it there. He's already a Philadelphia legend. I think that it's on his mind to punch through.
We'll do a formal tell the tape a little bit later on, but I do want to ask about the starting pitching, Pete, because we talk so much about L.A., but Philadelphia, man, what Christopher Sanchez did this season, Ranger Suarez, Jesus Luzardo, 3 lefties out there. Maybe Nola can find it. Philadelphia, no slouches with their arms.
There are absolutely no slouches. 3 left-handed starters can pose some problems. It hasn't really been that way with L.A. because they have a balance of attack, and their lefties can swing off lefties. We know what Freddie Freeman did off Nestor in a big moment. Lefty on lefty is not a big deal for L.A. It comes down to the execution. Is the moment too big? We've seen Ranger Suarez in these moments cooler than the other side of the pillow.
Yeah.
What is Sanchez? What is Luzardo? These both capabilities of taking over a ball game. One of the two is going to need to have a big start into the 5th, 6th, 7th inning if Philly's going to punch through.
Yeah, there aren't many teams out there that can lose their best pitcher, one of the best postseason pitchers like a Zach Wheeler, and still tend to have an advantage in most matchups with their starting pitching because it's been so good. Christopher Sanchez has matured into an ace. He is legitimately a #1 starter right now. Luzardo has had moments where he's unhittable. That fastball can be explosive. Ranger Suarez has the ability to change speeds, and he's got to work ahead in the count, tighter strike zones, some things there. Nola's a wild card, but The Dodgers are 24-23 against left-handed pitching this year. They're much better against right-handed pitching. One of the ways to beat the Dodgers, neutralize Ohtani and Freddie Freeman. And if the left-handed pitching can do that, then there could shift to be an advantage for the Phillies.
It's a good stat. Great to hear Boog Shambi on the call. Miguel Rojas certainly stepped up against the Reds. 3 for 5 at RBI, a couple runs, and an OPS of 1267. It takes every single player when you're trying to defend a World Series. And so far, Miguel Rojas is locked in and doing his part. And a pleasure to bring him in right now. Miggy Rowe, talk to me about what happened in that Cincinnati series. How good did that feel being able to contribute the way you did?
Yeah, I mean, not just for me, but for the whole offense and the whole team to kind of step it up and winning in 2 games over there in LA in front of our fans was pretty special. I know everybody in this clubhouse know the goal is to repeat and win another championship, but at the end of the day, it's a winning everyday mentality, and that's what we have in this clubhouse. Feels really good to kind of like coming off the bench the first day, getting on a bat there, finish the game on defense, and then contribute the next day as well.
Miggy, it's Jake Peavy. Congratulations, buddy. Look, staying ready. You're all over the field, playing multiple positions, pinch hitting here or there. You never know when your number is going to be called. Talk me through your routine and just what it's like staying ready on a daily basis.
Yeah, it's not even hard when you have a guys like Dave Roberts and the front office in our organization when they let you know what your role is going to be. Ever since I got here in 2023, that was going to be my role. Some opportunities open to me for me to play shortstop and play second base this year, the last couple months of the season. But at the end of the day, if we're healthy, I know our lineup is going to be deeper and my opportunities are going to come. And I just need to stay ready. Every single day that I come to the ballpark, I'm coming with the mentality of winning this baseball game. And if I'm in the lineup or not, I just know that I'm going to get an opportunity to play, and that's going to be crucial for the team.
You know, Miguel, you guys beating the Reds in that playoff game really is coming full circle for you. You signed out of Venezuela with the Cincinnati Reds organization, played there a number of years, then went to the Dodgers, got traded to the Marlins, then traded back to the Dodgers. When you think about the journey from when you first signed out of Venezuela to where you are today, put that in perspective about, you know, what it's been like for you to take this path.
Yeah, pretty special. And I mean, I'm greatly appreciate with this opportunity to have a chance to win a World Series later in my career, because everybody knows when you kind of like getting into the big leagues, you don't know if you're gonna stick around or what's gonna happen with your career. But I had a great opportunity to go to the Marlins and kind of like make a name for myself over there, playing every single day. And then when I got traded in 2023, I couldn't be more happy that I was gonna have an opportunity to play in the World Series every single year that I'm here. And I mean, last year was the first shot of it, and we're looking forward to go back again. But I'm really happy with my career, and I can really tell you like how proud of myself I am, because I stick to a lot of up and downs, and it haven't been easy, because it never came easy for me to receive that opportunity. But like I was talking to Jape about being ready, and just being ready for that opportunity and take it upon yourself.
Miggy, you talk about being proud of yourself, your accomplishments. Obviously, on the field, you acquit yourself, but off the field, being the Dodgers Campanella Award winner, what does that mean to you?
Yeah, it means a lot, because it's coming from my teammates and from my coaches, and that's the most important thing for me. You know, like the people who you kind of experience up and downs throughout the whole year, other than your family, is your teammates and your coaches. And when they have an opinion on you that is that strong, to give you an award with a team that like the one that we have, with a lot of talent, a lot of superstars, and a lot of great people, it means the world to me. And I received it last year for the first time, and I was like in tears when I got it, and it was pretty emotional this year as well, because it wasn't an easy year for me at the beginning. I wasn't playing that much, but I still have a role in this team to kind of keep everybody together and keep them motivated to kind of go where we want to go, which is winning another World Series. And that's not an easy job when you're not like battling with your own monsters. But at the end of the day, I feel like it's not about baseball, it's about like the person that you are, because a baseball player will retire at some point, but the person will live forever.
That's awesome right there. You're a glue guy. I could just tell it from your answers. Look, I want to talk to you about playoff experience. You've now had a couple years of it. For those who haven't played in the playoffs, kind of try to put that in perspective and talk us through it. And then what do you think makes a good postseason player and equivalates success?
Yeah, he's a player that is willing to do anything the team needs. Sometimes it's not just hitting a homer or kind of like going 3 for 4 in the day. It's like grinding out at bats, kind of like. If you're a pitcher, kind of make sure that you know who you're laying and who's you're going to face and the outs that you're going to get in this game, and actually like being able to slow the game down, because it's the same game of baseball. The thing is like everything is magnified because there's more people on the seats. The games is going to be watched all over the world, and it feels like it's a little bit more important than a regular season game. So for me, it's like the ability of these guys in this clubhouse to have the experience to slow the game down. And you learn from a lot of guys. I learned last year from Freddie Freeman, from Kike Hernandez, 2 of the best that I ever done it in the postseason. And I feel like we have the best personnel here in this clubhouse to kind of go to the distance. And I'm happy that I got the chance to play with them, because it makes it so much easier for younger guys and for the new guys that we have here.
Miguel, we look at this series against Philadelphia Phillies as a heavyweight battle. 2 teams standing in the middle of the ring going to battle at each other. How do you guys perceive the Philadelphia Phillies?
I mean, it was tough in the regular season for sure. They have a really good team right there. They've been doing it for a long time together, ever since I think 2021. They've been really, really good and at the top of the division, and going to the World Series and falling short one time there. I feel like they're hungry, and we could feel it during the regular season. But the good thing is our team right here have a lot of potential to kind of do something special, something that haven't been done in 25 years, and everybody knows it. Everybody in this clubhouse have an opportunity to kind of bring something special to the city of LA, and an organization that has been doing everything that they can to put the best product on the field. And I think everybody in baseball and everybody, especially in Los Angeles, should be proud of the team that we have.
So, Miggy, I'm not a cool guy. Steve Phillips goes and sees Lady Gaga in concert. Jake's like a rock and roll musician. But I know a few things, and I see your shirt. Go lift them on your tiptoes. I hardly wear pants, Dave. That's for Clayton Kershaw to David Vasse, right? I do get that joke. Is that a hot seller in LA or what? Or is that just you guys wearing it?
I think it's just like in our clubhouse. Q did Kirsch in our first celebration over there in Arizona. After we fought really hard to kind of won the division, and everybody knows that it wasn't easy for us after our August and September, when we're playing like not the baseball that we used to play here in LA, and then all of a sudden we're popping bottles and spraying champagne all over the place, and Kirsch is right there almost naked, and telling Dave that he don't really need the uniform at that moment. He just wanted to feel the burn and the ice, and he deserved it, man. He's a guy who's done it for 18 years with the same organization, and we have another chance to give him another ring. But the most important part is like he don't want to take it personal. He wants to say that everybody needs one, and especially the guys who have never been in the World Series, never been in the postseason, and they don't have a ring. It's a special feeling, and he wants to give it to everybody else in the clubhouse.
I hardly want pants, Dave, and I hardly want anything else but that shirt. So let's figure out, Miggy, whether we can get 3 of those sent up to us here in Secaucus. Enjoy Philadelphia, man. It's going to be fun.
Yeah, it's going to be exciting, man. We're super excited and ready to go, and I know it's going to be a great feeling right here in Philadelphia and LA as well.
2 great cities, 2 great baseball towns. Thanks so much, Miggy. We appreciate you.
Good luck, pal.
A matchup that everybody's excited about if you're a baseball fan, Dodgers and Phillies, and certainly there's no one quite like Shohei Ohtani. The NL MVP favorite will make his postseason pitching debut. Ohtani enters the postseason on a 16 2/3 inning scoreless streak that dates back to August 27th. He becomes the first player to start as a pitcher and position player in a single postseason. Ohtani on Meeting the Moment.
The principle that I follow is hitting-wise, pitching-wise, just really up to the coaching staff to make the determination on when to pitch. My intention as a starting pitcher is to go 5-6 innings, and if the coaching staff thinks that I'll be able to be utilized in different situations, then I'll be ready for that. In terms of the velo, of course that helps. But aside from that, it's about the quality of the off speed, the command of my pitches. So that the combination of all those 3.
Just trying to, be mindful of haven't caught in a long time, and then kind of looking at the series and the capacity he could take on. So those are things that are kind of going through, our heads right now.
Dave Roberts has been here before. When it comes to Roberts announcing his Dodgers NLDS rotation, Ohtani's your Game 1 guy, Blake Snell, Cy Young Award winner Game 2, and Yamamoto, who was their most consistent and durable starter this year, he gets Game 3. Also from David Vasse, Dave Roberts said Tyler Glasnow will be available in relief tomorrow. Also, Clayton Kershaw will be a part of the bullpen in the NLDS, so perhaps Kershaw will get his moment. Certainly willing to do whatever it takes to try to get these out. So in honor of Ollie Frazier, tail the tape time, ding, ding, ding. This feels like a heavyweight matchup here. The Dodgers and the Phillies will go through all the major aspects of it, starting with the rotation. Peeve, who's got the edge, Dodgers or Philadelphia when it comes to the starting rotation?
Well, this is tough. Without Zach Wheeler, I'm giving it to the Dodgers. If he were in the equation, I could even it out. But when you're talking about the top 3 names that they've announced, there are multiple Cy Youngs in there with Blake Snell, Yamamoto, and Ohtani. We've seen what they are. I'm going to give a slight edge to L.A.
Yeah, I'm going to give a slight edge to L.A. as well. I think that we underrate, when we look at the Dodgers, people say, it's going to be way better. It's not going to be way better than the Phillies rotation. The Phillies have very good starters. They have an ace in Christopher Sanchez, and the left-handed nature of that against the Dodgers lineup makes it even a better rotation because the Dodgers are only 24-23 against left-handed starters this year.
Yeah, excellent stat. That'll be ingrained if everyone's picking Philadelphia for that reason. Next up here, the bullpen. Always can be a little bit concerning, Steve, especially if you think of Philadelphia. But Dombrowski did get you on Duran, and LA's bullpen has been awfully shaky. Who has the edge?
Yeah, by far, it's the Philadelphia Phillies. I think it's a significant edge. I would give it plus edge and differential. Duran at the end of the game, especially in Philadelphia, when the lights go out and the tarantula's on the wall and he comes in, it is really something. But I do like, look, Matt Strahm coming on the left side of the bullpen, Kirkering and others. They've got a lot of different options that can neutralize hitters, and they can get lefties and righties out, which plays well against the Dodger lineup.
I think David Robertson's also going to play a part in that. Great signing for him to go out and get and add to this bullpen. This is all this team has been lacking from punching through, in my opinion, for years now. I think they've got a team down there ready to go. I give it a slight edge. Actually, it's more than a slight edge. Yeah. Philadelphia right now with what L.A. showed in the division series.
So Philly, the better bullpen right now. And I used to saying that when it comes to Philadelphia Phillies, the lineup. Both these teams can bang. Plenty of star power, Peep. Who's got the better lineup?
This is flip a coin for me. It really hinges on Trey Turner. Does he come back and really catch stride and just become part? But this is a heavyweight fight, like we've said, on both sides. You don't have your stuff together as a starter, you're not going very long. Late inning relievers, you got your work cut out for you because it's left and right balance. The managers also. It's a coin flip for me. I can't call it.
I'm going to give the slight edge to the Dodgers in this one. I think that the Phillies work platoons in the corners in the outfield, which has proven to be very productive for them. But during the course of the game, if you make pitching changes early, you can flip the lineup, and then you could put yourself in a situation late in the game where you have left-handed pitchers facing left-handed hitters, right-handed pitchers facing right-handed hitters. And so I give the Dodgers the edge where the Phillies, the platoon works early in the game. It could compromise them a bit late in the game.
Key guy, I think, as well, to the Dodgers lineup. Mookie Betts now has 26 RBI since the start of September. During a lost season, now he's got his swag back. All right, last one here. Look at these two teams head-to-head. Defense. Who's better, Steve? Phillies or Dodgers?
I'm giving the slight edge to the Philadelphia Phillies in this one. I do think that neither of them are great defensively. Teoscar Hernandez's well-documented problems in the outfield and some challenges there. But they all have versatility, can move pieces around and mix and match a little bit. I'll give the slight edge there. I think that Will Smith, whether he's catching or not, remember they're going to carry 3 catchers right now, hoping that hand's okay. Real Muto behind the plate, I think, gives them the edge if Smith's not there.
That's the edge for me. If Smith's not catching, I think it's a big-time edge, game management, what's going on the Philly side of thing. It's really flip a coin to the defense. Both of them are kind of tit for tat. Again, how does Trey Turner's hamstring look? Him playing defense is a big part of that, too.
Bonus questions. It feels like a tie. Better fans, L.A. or Philadelphia?
Oh, goodness.
Who do you want to alienate right now?
That's cold.
I'm going with Philadelphia here. L.A. was never kind to Peeve.
I like it.
Yeah, absolutely, Philadelphia. I mean, if one of them's mad at me, I'd rather it be the Dodger fans. They're further away.
Yes.
And they're a little gentler and cooler about it. Phillies fans.
I don't know how gentle they were. They were awful to me. But my life was being threatened sometimes walking out of the bullpen. I had people saying some unbelievably life-threatening things.
As a former Giant and a Padre.
That's right.
There's no question about it. It's going to be an awesome series. Look forward to the Dodgers and the Phillies. Yeah, just step away while you